how are you today? My name is Teacher Ratna and I am the trainer and the admin of the Facebook page Yay I Can Speak To. Today, I'm very excited to announce to you a new program on my Facebook page, and the name of the program is called Story Series. Now, in this program, I will be telling you stories from around the world a couple of times a week. And this could be stories that you already know. It could be stories from around the world, and it could also be stories about myths and legends. The very first story in the story series is a very well-known story to all of us. Can you guess what story it is? It is about a couple of pigs and a big bad wolf, and the wolf who tries to blow the house down. Absolutely. The very first story in the story series is The Three Little Pigs. Are you ready for the story? Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who lived with their mother in a cottage by the beautiful village. One day, the three little pigs wanted to go out on their own to build their own houses. But their mother was very worried for them because she always thought of the big bad wolf who was lurking around the village, always on the lookout for some yummy food. It is always very hungry. So the very worried mother told the three pigs, little pigs, you have to be very careful of the big bad wolf who's lurking around the village, always on the lookout for some yummy food to eat. I am very worried for the three of you. But the three little pigs were very excited to move out of the house and build their own houses. So they told Mummy Pig, don't worry about us. We will be fine, and we will be fine on our own. And the three little pigs collected all the things from their home that belonged to them, put in their knapsack, said goodbye to Mummy, and walked away to build their own houses. As they were walking along the road, the first little pig saw a man with a cart filled with straw, and he thought, this is the best building material. And he bought all the straw for himself, and he went to one side of the village to build a beautiful house for himself. He said goodbye to the other two little pigs, who then walked on their way to find materials for their house. And as they were walking, the second little pig found a man with a cart filled with sticks, and he thought to himself, this is the best building material. And he bought all the sticks for himself and went to the other side of the village to build a big beautiful house for himself. And now the third little pig said goodbye to this man, and he walked on his own, whistling along the road until he came to a man with a cart filled with bricks, and he thought, this is the best building material. And he bought all the bricks for himself, and he went to the side of the village to build a big beautiful house for himself. One fine day, the big bad wolf was lurking around the village, looking for some yummy food to eat. He has been really hungry for days, never being able to get any food for himself. And as he was lurking around the village, he came to the first little pig's house. And then he said, knock, knock, knock. Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'm gonna huff, and I'm gonna puff, and I'm gonna blow the house away. The first little pig got the biggest shock of his life. He couldn't imagine that his whole house came tumbling down. He ran to the second little pig's house, and he knocked on the door, panting with all his might. Knock. And as the door opened, he told the second little pig, guess what? The big bad wolf came to my home and blew the whole house down. And they quickly ran into the house, slamming the door behind them, and huddled at the fireplace, waiting for the big bad wolf to come to the second little pig's home. And then, again, they heard a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'm gonna huff, and I'm gonna puff, and I'm gonna blow the house away. The first and the second little pig couldn't believe their eyes. The whole house came tumbling down to the ground. They got the biggest shock of their lives. They could not grab anything, and they ran with all their might to the third little pig's home, and they knocked on the door, panting with all their might. Knock, 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 knock. As the door opened, the two pigs said to the third little pig, "Oh, guess what happened? The wolf is on its way, and it's going to come after us." And all the pigs ran to the home and huddled under the fireplace, waiting possibly for the big bad wolf to come after them. And again, the three pigs heard a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'm gonna huff, and I'm gonna puff, and I'm gonna blow the house away. But nothing happened. And the wolf got confused, and he tried again. And yet again, nothing happened. The wolf did not want to give up. He wanted to try again because at this moment he was really, really hungry. And one last time, the wolf tried a big, big blow. And yet again, nothing happened. The third pig had built a house that was so strong that the wolf could not blow it down to the ground. The big bad wolf was not gonna give up. He hasn't eaten in many days. He was actually quite hungry. So he thought and thought and thought, how am I gonna try to get to eat those three little pigs? They look so yummy and they look so juicy. And he got an idea. He thought he was probably going to be able to get into the house through the chimney. So he started climbing up the house and squeezing himself through the chimney. However, the three little pigs were much smarter than the big bad wolf, for they had prepared a huge cauldron of water right above the fireplace, which was right below the chimney. And at that point, that big cauldron of water was actually boiling away, plop, 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 waiting for the arrival of the big bad wolf. And in he jumped and out splashed the boiling cauldron of water. And that is the end of the big bad wolf. The three little pigs were so happy that the big bad wolf was finally dead. And they lived happily ever after together in the final house, which is the third little pig's house, which was made of bricks. And that, my children, is the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. I hope you enjoyed the story. Have a nice day.